Hey, what's up, guys? So we're going to be talking about when not to trade, and it's really vital to understand when not to trade. You don't have to trade all the time. You don't always have to look at setups. And we've talked about this about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago with our academy. There are some major currency pairs like the euro and GBP that we said you want to be careful. Although it's overbought, you don't want to sell, even though it is at a high level. And the reason why is because we understand fundamentals. We know that euro and GBP has been climbing. It's been rising since the end of last year, 2022. The reason why is because it's been dropping so much since the war in Ukraine and Russia, and now it's just trying to take its rightful ownership back to the upside. So it's kind of disrespecting the previous levels. I'm going to show you what I mean by this and why we didn't take these trades, because we understand what's going on in the world and we want you to understand it as well. So this is the opportunity to come join us. We're only doing this right now. We're not sending a mass email out. We're not sending this inside of our Telegram. This is just for those who are watching this video, and say that if you are interested in our academy, we're going to take off $400 just for this weekend of August 19th. August 20th, and after that, we're just shutting it off. So we're not making it a big deal. So let's go ahead and dive in, and we're going to talk about when not to trade. Also, I want to give a special shout out to one of our students, Michelle. She has earned a special gift that we have given her. I want to show you a quick snippet of her opening that gift.
Look what I found in the mail today.
Wow. Yeah, I know I got problems, and I don't know where to go. I don't want to put the
Okay, guys, so here's a chart. We're looking at EURNZD. This is what we've gone over in our academy. EURNZD, we typically trade GBPNZD. We typically trade a whole bunch of other major pairs, but specifically for the euro and for GBP, which is for the euro and the Great Britain pound. This is all affected with the Ukraine and Russia war. And so understanding things like this. So let's go ahead and look at the daily time frame. We can see that since May of 2023, it's been climbing. And even before that, it originally started climbing back here in August of 2022. So I said towards the end of last year, a huge spike to the upside, a pullback, and it's been rising ever since, because although the Russia and Ukraine war is still going on, the euro and the GBP has been making a steep incline to the upside. So knowing things like that will help you understand that it can possibly disrespect our price action. So I'm going to go to the weekly time frame, and we can see here that price at this particular level, we've actually traded and got a couple hundred pips. If we look left here for clues, we can see why we sold at this area here, and it dropped to the downside. And because it came back up pretty much almost immediately, so from this initial peak here in April of 2023, it came back to revisit in July of 2023. I had a crinkling in my mind that it will continue to push to the upside, in which it did, and it's continuing to rise. So now if we look left for clues, we can see where price may drop again, or at least respect. And it looks like around this level here could be respected. So around 1.86420 or so, and it's going to continue to rise. So it is deeply overbought. However, we want to still make sure that we don't get in. If we're in an uptrend, we only want to get in at support levels. So you know the ingredients for an uptrend, we have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And so we want to try to buy at a higher low when we're in an uptrend. We don't want to buy now because price is still expensive. Although it could still rise, you never want to buy when price is on the rise. You want to wait for a pullback to get a sell. So as day traders, we're all about managing risks. Of course, you can actually sell for the pullback when it drops, but you don't know when. And usually pullbacks are minimal, something like this. But pushes to the upside when you're in a trend, like in an uptrend, for example, is usually a lot further and less riskier. So we're all about managing risk. We only want to get in if our rules permit, and our rules should always say minimal risks. So we like to say in our academy, risk no more than 2% of your account per trade. And we even break up that 2% so that we can enter multiple trades at the same time. All right, so now let's go ahead and look a little bit deeper into the daily time frame. I'm just going to clean this up a bit. And so we can see here, we have a strong push to the upside and price is still rising, right? Now we can see that the trend is almost ending. The reason why is because we see this long stem in these candles, and in between these long stems, we have the filling of the candle. So this tells us that sellers are very interested in getting in. However, buyers are still pushing it up ultimately. So this tells me within this day, price didn't hold and it's been pretty reactive, right? So that being said, we know that it's coming. We just don't know exactly when. And that's why we like to look at price action on the left side to kind of make that determination. And within this zone here, somewhere within this area, we know that it can possibly react. So I'm going to draw a line like this here, showing that this will be my next level. And then I even have more levels up here. So even if price continued to rise here, this is a level that I suspect to react. Now, you can counter trend, like I said before, but if you counter trend, risk is slightly higher in counter trend trades. So we're all about managing risk. I would only advise our academy to buy in an uptrend. Now, eventually this trend is going to run out and we're going to start a downtrend. I would love to get in that downtrend because there's nothing ahead of you except all of this missing blank area here, right? So we know here on the left side, this was all due to the pandemic back in March of 2020. That's why price peaked up. However, we're continuing to rise. And so somewhere within this range, price will drop. And I want to make sure that our academy gets in at the best drop here. So I don't want you guys to miss it either. And that's why I want you guys to join us this weekend. And that's why we're only extending this $400 off for you guys. Now, you won't see it on our website. You will have to email us. The email is in the description below because we're not making this known to a lot of people, except for those who are watching this video. Email us at the hello email address down in the description, hello@briankenyahorton.com. We'll be sure to send you a personal promo code. So when you go to bktradingacademy.com, enter the promo code at checkout and you'll get that $400 off. All right. So now let's go ahead and look at GBPNZD. Same situation. Now remember, GBP pairs, which is Great Britain pound, and Euro pairs are doing the same thing. So we see the strong rise here to the upside. This is August of 2023. If we look to see when price was last at this zone here, this was back in March of 2020, right? And now price has surpassed this zone here, right? So most people would have sold here. Our academy didn't because we knew that GBP was rising fiercely. We understand fundamentals and price continued to rise. So as I go to the daily time frame, we can see that it completely disrespected our resistance zone from what price did last time. Typically, in a normal B swing strategy, that's a strategy we teach, we would have sold this for at least a couple hundred pips. It's continuing to rise. And look at this red candle here. It's almost like a hammer candle here. And what we see here, it's red, telling us that it has closed below the previous high or the previous candle here. So sellers want to definitely get in. However, the filling of this candle is telling us that they're not strong enough. This tells me that buyers are willing to push it up again. This wick here also tells us to the downside, tells us that there's more price action to go to the upside. So we're going to wait this Sunday and Monday to see what happens. Tuesday is usually more volatile than Mondays, and we're going to see exactly what happens. The next area that I'm looking to sell, if I go to the weekly time frame, is all within this zone here. So I'm going to mark it. This is the wick action right here. All right. So let's see how many pips this is from where price is currently at. So I'm going to get my measuring tool, grab it from about here, and let's just say to the top of this wick, it's about 382 pips. If you sell now and price continues to shoot to the upside around this previous wick, you will be down at least 382 pips or so. So be careful when you're buying GBP and Euro pairs, specifically against NZD. Let's take a look at GBP USD. Now, if you're aware, GBP has always been higher than US dollar. It's always been valued higher. Until the war, it dropped below the $1 for the first time in so many years, right? So here's October of 2022. And we can see that it peaked down here at $1.03. Didn't quite get to $1 yet. I believe the Euro USD did. So let's go take a look at Euro USD. And the Euro USD dropped below $1, which went to 95 cents for every US dollar. That was insane. So I believe that Euro USD is going to continue to climb. GBP is going to continue to climb as well. We see that price action is in an uptrend on the weekly time frame, giving us perfect higher highs and higher lows right here. We're in the higher low, and I believe price is going to continue on this weekly trend to the upside. The same with GBP USD. So guys, that's all I wanted to show you. Be careful with the Euro and the GBP pairs. There's still more upside to happen. You want to see sellers coming in and being dominant. And when they become dominant, I believe it's going to happen really fast. You also want to be careful for fake outs as well, because you may think that price is shooting down. people will start to sell and it will continue to the upside. So it's always best to look at the weekly time frame or the higher time frame to get the big picture. We see that all of this price action here on the left side, price can come and repeat here for more price action like this here. So be careful, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're interested in joining us and becoming part of the BK family, you already know how to reach us. Again, this is a promo code for $400 off, not for everyone, just for those who see this video before the end of August 20th, which is Sunday. We're extending this, guys. So Kenya and I hope to welcome you along with the rest of our family here. Can't wait to see you guys and enjoy your day. God bless you.
Why my issues getting larger?